Pistons fans, what's up? It's your boy. Got some content for y'all today. Detroit Pistons wrap up the preseason today. Today was the final game, the dress rehearsal game for the Detroit Pistons and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And man, was it fun to watch. The Cleveland Cavaliers, of course, lacked a lot of talent since LeBron James left. But in the meantime, what was the focus today? The focus today was them playing together and getting that system down to where they look comfortable. And that's what you've seen today. You've seen the Pistons, they had fun today, but they looked comfortable. They were polished. They came out polished in this game. The experiments is over with. The scaling, that's pretty much over with. The roster that you've seen tonight is pretty much the roster that you're going to see starting against Brooklyn on the 17th next Wednesday. The Stanley Johnson and Glenn Robertson thing, I've been getting a lot of messages about that. Glenn Robertson should start. That's fine. I kind of feel the same way, but at the same time, we got to be able to have the right punch coming off the bench. Our second unit has to be dynamic, and with the emergence of Ish Smith continuing on the success of shooting three-point shots that he did at the end of the season, I'd rather have that dynamic second unit with him and Stanley and Henry Ellison out there. We'll be able to score some points. That's the main thing. The Pistons were not able to score points with our previous backcourts during the Stan Van Gundy era, and I'm looking for that to change. But I damn sure had a fun night sitting here watching this game. I knew the dress rehearsal was going to be the real deal. I did not do the other videos on the other preseason games simply because it's the preseason and people take it too far. It is the most annoying thing in history. I mean, you talking about some of these fans, man. Y'all just don't understand, man. Y'all really don't understand how crazy these fans are. These people are nuts, dude. They were talking about preseason games like it was the playoffs. Like it was that Pistons was losing playoff games or something. That's how bad it was, man. And I just didn't have the energy. I don't have the energy. I have enough stress dealing with crazy people at my job. I don't have time to come over here and argue with the fan on the reasons why they are nuts. I really don't have the energy. But let's get on to the game. You know what I'm saying? Okay, first and foremost, Andre Drummond, 21 points, 15 rebounds, 9 for 14 shooting, 3 for 4 from the free throw line. For the last two games, Andre is, re-solidified himself at the free throw line. I know the first game coming out of the preseason, a lot of people was worried. Listen, man, a lot of nerves in the first game of the preseason. You're so anxious to play. That team that you saw out there was they were full of nerves, man. They just wanted to get an opportunity to show people what they worked on and what they can do. So you have to expect that, man. So for the first couple of games, that's what you saw out there. You always want to, when it comes to preseason, you always want to look at the last game because teams turn it on the last game and you see, the authentic version of what you're getting ready to watch on opening night. So fortunate we got opening night, our very first game of the season. But I'm looking forward to the Pistons to beat the snot out of the Brooklyn Nets, man. I feel bad for what's about to happen to the Brooklyn Nets on opening night, man. The energy in there is going to be so high, it's not even going to be funny, man. Blake Griffin, 29 points in 25 minutes, man. Blake was out there muscling people, man. Sam Decker, Tristan Thompson. It really didn't matter. Channing Frye, whoever you tried to defend him, he was just too much, too strong, too powerful, man. His three-point shot is looking beautiful. I mean, the athleticism, the spring is there. He lost weight along with Andre Drummond, so they're in excellent shape. first off season, he had to just work on his game, man. And Blake Griffin is ready to go. The Pistons have shot a lot of 3-pointers, man. We are the number 2 team in the league in shooting 3-pointers. Next to this team that's in the background, Houston Rockets. Um, so yeah, Dwayne Casey is serious about what he said. We are going to take a lot of 3-point shots, and when you a team that take a lot of 3-point shots, usually it's a good thing. Those shots are going to start falling. You have a lot of attempts, so I'm looking forward for the Pistons to do that, man. Andre being able to shoot a 15-footer. The 3-pointer, y'all don't have to worry about that. It will fall, but he's not about to be out there taking 5 3-pointers a game. Dre will probably take 1 to 2 3-pointers a game. Dwayne Casey made that clear at the beginning of training camp. So y'all can forget oh, he gonna be Josh Smith and stuff. Come on, man. You see some of the stuff I hear, man. It just turned my stomach upside down. But Ish Smith definitely improved that 3-pointer, man. He already was starting to improve at the end of the season, but now you got a full dosage of Ish Smith shooting 3-pointers, man, and that's what I felt like he was lacking. His game, he has the quickness and everything else, but the 3-point shot was needed dearly from Ish Smith, and he crossed Sexton out of his shoes, man. Bro, and it's all over Twitter. You already know it's gonna be on ESPN tonight. Yeah, he gave Sexton the work, man, over there in that corner for that buzzer beater. But yeah, Ish Smith was definitely fun to watch tonight. Let's see. 21 for 44 from 3 points from the 3-point line tonight for the Detroit Pistons, man. That is very good. If we can do something like that every game, I'm happy. Langston Galloway has been shooting the blood out of the ball. And I'm so happy to see that, man, because I always felt like Langston Galloway was a better player than what Stan Van Gundy presented last season, man. I used to always like Langston Galloway, even when he was in New York, man. I used to love Langston Galloway, man. And you can just tell with the entire offense, the free flowing of the offense, man. They're free to show and do what they can do. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference between Casey and Stan Van Gundy, man. The confidence level rises when you open the gates like that and let guys go. Take the chains off these dudes. Let them go for what they know. And yeah, because Langston Galloway and Reggie Bullock, Luke Kennard, they are pulling those 3-pointers. And they are not taking names. They are pulling them from everywhere, man. And I love to see that, man. I love to see that. It creates a great flow. Reggie Jackson is back. Reggie Jackson is back. His cut ability, his speed, his hop. This whole preseason is pretty much, that's what I've been watching the closest. Reggie Jackson. We all know who the key to making this engine run is. Reggie Jackson looks good. Quick, able to defend people. Just energetic. Reggie Jackson is ready. He is ready to go, man. So this first game, I'm looking forward to some real big things from Detroit Pistons, man. We come out swinging. Next game we go on the road against Chicago with another young team. So after that is the first 2 tests. We come back against Philly, and then we play Boston, not the next game, but the game after. So, those are the 2 teams that we will, be battling for a high position, in the Eastern Conference. So, definitely going to be interested to watch those games. Man, I can't wait for the season to start, man. I wish it was I wish it was this week. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta wait until next Wednesday. So I don't know, man. I'm all over the place, man. But yeah, this system. And for another thing, with Kyrie Thomas, I know a lot of people been asking about Kyrie Thomas. Listen, the way it goes in training camp and in these practices, you have a limited time to show that you're worthy to get those minutes. And I'm going to tell you first, I believe that Zach Lofton has took his spot. Kyrie Thomas is going to end up in the D League this year. Zach Lofton, the Detroit Pistons have to keep this dude. They have to, dude. You have to have Zach Lofton. This guy, I mean, he sweats confidence, dude. You know what I'm saying? Confidence. I mean, the skill is there. You got this young guard. We have to have this guy. You got to keep this dude, man. I don't care if you send him to the D League too. But to me, he looked better than Bruce Brown. He looked better than both our draft picks. So I don't know what the Pistons are going to do with that situation. We'll see, man. But I believe that's exactly what happened. He had his chance to show a flash or two, and he didn't. I mean, it is what it is. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. That's just what I think. But we'll definitely see what happens with that situation. Other guys, John Lure, you got in the game for a second and didn't see him again. So maybe they was just putting him out there to display that he can play basketball before possibly trying to put him as a trade piece. Because teams will do that. When you see guys come in and play short time like that, they just want to show a team, hey, he still functions. He can still play basketball. And, they use him as trade chips. So we'll see. That's just me being me, my thoughts on it. So, we'll see what happens with that situation. Zaza, man, he been all right. Zaza Pachulia been all right, man. Definitely gonna be some toughness off the bench for us. Those games where you just need somebody to just get in there and just be tough against some of these opposing centers, man, in this league. Definitely get those outside in there. So, but pretty much for the roster, man, Glenn Robinson III, he looks good. Like I said, he may start. But tonight I believe was the starting lineup, to be honest. But we'll see. We'll definitely have an opportunity to see if he starts or not, man. But he looks good, and I definitely want to see him out there on the court, man. But this is going to be a fun NBA season, and I feel like right away the Pistons are going to open a few eyeballs. So with that being said, I already been talking entirely for too long. So my next video, pregame, Detroit Pistons versus the Brooklyn Nets, man. So I'll definitely catch up with you guys. Go back and watch this game. If you got DVR like me, watch it again and again, and pay attention to the details, man. Pay attention to the system that he's running. And enjoy these grueling long days until the first game. But that's all I got for y'all, man. It's your boy. I'll catch y'all later.